How you doing? This is Martin here from Soul Trail. So, I'm here, I want to talk to you about these boots that I've been wearing on and off for the last 2.5 years. They're a very, very popular boot for men and women, and they come in a lot of different colours, which I think really appeals for whatever kind of boot that you like to wear, and colour and design. So, these are the Lowe Renegade GTX boots. Again, GTX is GORE-TEX, so it's the GORE-TEX waterproof membrane that's on the inside of the boot to keep you nice and dry. So first off, let's weigh them, compare them to the weight of another boot, and just to give you a quick idea. So these weigh, they're coming in at 620 grams versus say one of my other boots, like these are my Scarpas that I was wearing for a few years. These are 720 grams, and then I have my hiking shoes, my Obus, so they're coming in at 510 grams versus 620. So from them to them there's only about 100 grams, which is good. These are nice and light, but there's a reason why they made a leather boot. It's hard to get a leather boot light, but they managed to do it using a new technology that they have. So first of all, let's just go through the features of what it is. So they're made of a Nubuck leather. Nubuck leather is traditionally made from elk or deer. These Nubuck leather now is made from cows. And Nubuck leather is actually suede. So this is more of a brushed suede, so it takes the actual, we'll say, the suede-y feeling of it, we'll say. So they're Nubuck leather, they're not one full piece, and they're not one full piece. You can get a lot of hiking boots that are fully made, wrapped of one full leather piece. These are made of all different pieces with a lot of stitching. That was my worry at the start. Never had an issue with them. The stitching is very, very, very good quality. Plus, you're not relying on the leather to keep you dry anyway. You're relying on the GORE-TEX membrane on the inside. So they have like a copper lacing system, which just your basic ones. They have a very good lock system up around the edges to keep your laces nice and tight. They have a nice high boot that come up around the ankle really, really well. So they're very, very supportive. So let's go down to the soles. So these are Vibram Soles. They are very good in all conditions. And the one thing I do love is they have like the shark fin effect in the front here, which is a ripple effect on the very, very tip of your boot, because that is what you need for going up steep edges, and you won't be slipping once all these are digging in. I love these in boots, and they really, really do work. I've noticed them on Scarpas as well. They're very good and they really do grip. I had no issues with these in the rain and in the wet and on all kinds of terrain, so I was really happy with that. They have a PU foam in the midsole, but how they were able to get leather boots this light, it's all down to the Lowa, it's the Monowrap support frame, it's called. And this here is the Monowrap support frame. The only way to explain that is, say you get a shoebox at home. Grab the shoebox without the lid and you can move it like that. Put the shoebox lid on it and it creates a stronger frame. So what they've done here is they've used the Monowrap system around the edges to stop flexibility, instead of putting the weight of a shank in the inside. Some boots, they have like a shank system on the inside of the midsole to the actual sole to help you and stop moving, so to keep the sole nice and rigid. This is using a much lighter Monowrap system. They're called a dimensional cradle, so it's a cradle that goes around the boot to stop the sole from moving. So if you were standing on the edge of a rock, and it really does work. I was very, very impressed by that. So you are getting a very, very good quality boot for a lighter weight, and it's leather. So that's a lot of pluses. A lot of people were saying you don't have to break these in. I did have to break them in, but it didn't take long at all. Just be careful, you can buy these in wide and you can buy them in narrow. It all depends on your feet. Usually when they say they're a European style, so these a European style foot is wider. So just be careful. If you're ordering, you can get them in wide and in narrow. So that is my Lowe Renegade GTX boots. I have had no issues with them so far. The pros and cons. So originally I thought an absolute con would have been all the stitching. But again, you have to remember, you're not relying on the leather to keep you dry. You're relying on the GORE-TEX. I've had no issues. This stitching is very, very high quality. So far I can't even call that a con. I thought it was going to be, but it's not. But cons, I don't really have them. It's all personal really, isn't it? If you like leather versus fabric. The lacing system is good. They're nice and high. The soles are brilliant. The Monowrap Cradle system is very good. So in terms of, would you use these as a good backpacking boot? You would. They're nice and light. I'm going to bring these on a multi-day trip the next time I'm doing one, just to really give them a go. I've never brought them on a multi-day trip yet, but I have taken them on backpacking trips. I'll leave the details in the description, and I'll put links to where you can get them as well. It all depends what your preference is, but you can see by these, I didn't have any cons with them, but that's me personally. Okay, whatever you're at, have a good day, and sure look, I'll talk to you in the next review. Thanks, bye.